spring. It is Friday, and I think it's a holiday. We have Potholder Friday, second one. I've got a good one for you. I think you're going to like this one a lot. I do. Let me just show you what it looks like finished. Look at that. Isn't that cute? This is one that you could actually use, or you could just hang it up. You put your hands in the little pockets in there. Totally made it up on my own. Thought it would be nice. This is, as you can tell, a pumpkin. Added a little leaf on there, and it's stitched down so it's not going to move. Look at that. You can hang it for decoration. And it's got our insulate batting in there so it's not going to burn. You could set it for a hot pad, or you could actually use it. Look at that. Okay, you want to know how to make it? All right, you're going to need some batting, some cut like that. You're going to need 4 of these. These are the moon, I call them moon shapes because they do look like a moon. You're going to need an inside fabric, and you're going to need your back fabric. This one's different. This one's going to be cute too. And you're going to need your cotton batting piece, and you're going to need your insulate batting. Remember, you put this down first. Let's see, you've got a little top to this one. It curves down by my pattern. So you have the cotton, you have the insulate batting first, and then you will put your back or your lining piece on top of that. That little nook going down there. And then you always want right sides together when you do this. So you're going to put, no, we're going to do this different. Let's do this because we're going to bind it. Let's do this different. We're going to put this on the back face down. This is not like we've been doing them. We're going to do this face down, and then our batting like we said. And then this face up because we want to bind this. Okay, so we got that ready. And then we're going to take these half moon pieces and put our batting in it with the back face down, the inside, this face up. This, you notice we don't have the insulate batting in. We're just going to do regular batting on it. It shouldn't have the heat on this top side. It'll make it a little more comfortable and a little easier to use. Okay, there you go. Now these have tops and bottoms. The bottom is more pointy than the top. Okay, so what you're going to do on that, you're going to use some pins and pin it together so it doesn't move. You're going to make your binding. On this one, I used a green for the binding around the edges. This one, I'm going to use this burgundy color that's in that inside fabric there. So you're going to do that, pin them both, and then on this piece, you're going to bind the inside right here, the inside of the half moons on both of them. So you would have this right here. So you bind those. You want to pin it so it doesn't move. Bind this. Now, I did mine on a binding machine, but what I would recommend is you make your binding, press it in half, sew it to the front side, press it to the back, and pin it, and then along this front, do a decorative stitch. You can use clear thread or whatever, but do a decorative stitch to hold your binding down. Making sure you're catching the back. And that is really cute to do. And that's the fastest way to do. But if you want to stitch it by hand, you can. Any way that you're doing your binding is a good way to do it. So, okay, so after you've got the binding on these half moons, you're going to lay them on top of this like that. You see how easy this is going to be? And then you put your binding pressed in half, you sew it, and you start up here and go around. And when you get to the top, you stitch your binding in half and make a loop. See that right there? I just took my binding off, made a loop. Then I cut it. It's about 5 inches when it's stretched out. Fold it under, and you have to hand stitch that under right there so that it looks like a stem to the top of your pumpkin. See that? Okay, so that's how you do your pumpkin. Really easy. And then there's a leaf in here. So you cut your leaf pattern out twice out of the green, and you lay your batting on the back, and then your 2 pieces on top, right sides together. My pattern tells you how to do that. You stitch around it on the inside a 1/4 inch, leaving 2 inches on one side open. You know, you're going to have to turn it. So you turn it, press this in where you have your opening, and then just top stitch it. You see how it's been top stitched? You do all this before you put it on the pumpkin. So you got all this is done. You've already done all your binding. You put this on right here, and you just hand stitch it on. Look how pretty that's going to be. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, those are that easy. This is a different spotted fabric that is so kind of a rusty orange. You may not be able to see, but it's really cute. It's kind of a rusty orange. And then this is just a Bella Solid on this one. And before you put it together, you can decide to quilt it if you want. I was tempted, but I think it works good without the quilting in it because it's smaller. But if you want to quilt it in a stitch like a moon here and here before you put it on your top piece. And then the bottom piece, you can quilt it in the same way several times, or you can just do some straight lines on it if you want to quilt it. I decided not to. Mine, it was a little faster, and it's still just as cute. But look, your flowers and your pumpkins peep through that little hole. Isn't that so cute? Okay, that's the pumpkin one, number 2. I hope you like it. We do have kits of these if you want them. They're $12 a piece. It'll have 1 pumpkin in it, each, all your stuff you need to make it with. Remember, it's double because of this top pocket. So you can get the rusty orange or you can get the Bella orange, whichever one you want. The insides are different and the outsides are different. The binding's different on these. Okay, if you want one, let me know or call the shop. Okay, on this Friday, you have a great day. Thank you.